Alright, what up everybody? It's your boy 6 Gear Cullo. We back here at 6 Gear Mechanical University doing it once again. We got the ZX10 this time, y'all. It's time to get this oil change cracking. Let's go ahead and loosen that drain bolt. Like I said, same thing on the tracer. Put that elbow grease in there. Dip your elbows in some grease before you get to this job, you know what I mean? Skidder. Now we got that crack loose. We can go ahead and back it out. I loosened it up a little bit already for the sake of the video. See the little drips coming out of there. Oil coming out pretty warm. I warmed the bike up. I didn't put that video up here. I just wanted to get straight to the point on this one. As you can see, the oil's running out pretty smooth. I don't know if this is the right word, but it's more liquidy, right? Because the oil is warm. Now, if your oil coming out slow, that means you didn't warm the bike up before you did the oil change, and that's something that you want to do to loosen it up, to make sure you get all of that oil out of there. This next little tip, shout out to my dog JP, is we go around to the other side and we loosen up the fill hole where you put the oil in to create like a, I don't know what it's called, but to unplug it so all of the rest of the oil from the engine and all that comes through there smoothly. So I loosened up the fill plug on the other side, and we got that oil running out of there pretty smooth, man. Let that thing drip, you dig? Now typically I let it sit for like 15-20 minutes. I go do something else and then come back. So this is after it's been sitting a while, and now I'm coming back to take off this this oil filter. Same filter wrench I used in the last video. If y'all didn't check out that oil change video from the tracer, check that bad boy out. I'll put up a card or something like that. It's basically the same thing on almost every bike. It's the same thing, just different specs as far as the oil filter and the size of the wrench and all that you need to get it done. But it's the same thing, same concept. Drain the oil, put new oil in. I replace the filter every oil change. Some people do it every other oil change. I just do it every oil change because filters aren't that expensive to replace anyway, so might as well go ahead and do it. Alright, now we're going to replace the drain bolt, right? I like to clean up that area around where the drain bolt goes in, also where the oil filter goes in, just to make sure that screw fits in there real tight, man. You don't want no leaks or nothing like that. Shout out to my dog JP on that one. See how it took me a while to really get it perfectly screwed in there? That's what you want to do. It should go in there real smooth. You do not want to cross thread that. Tighten that bad boy back up, but don't get it too tight, just in case we gotta loosen that bad boy up and drain some of that oil out because we put in too much. Alright, now y'all know how we rocking. We rocking with that Motul 7100, baby. It's the same thing, same as the tracer. Best oil you can get on the market. If y'all know some better oil out there, drop down in the comments. Let me know. I'll try it out. Now, it's a brand new filter. Make sure you're getting the correct filter. Look at the numbers on there and make sure those numbers match up with what you're supposed to get with the bike. It'll be in the manual and all that. Brand new, boy. I'll slap him on there. Alright, like I said with the last video, you want to get the lip of that oil filter lubricated to make the job easier. Next time you're taking that bad boy off, it won't be stuck to the engine, you know what I'm saying? So lubricate that lip on that bad boy and move on to the next step. Now this next step is really, really, really important with Kawasaki's. For some reason this is different. I did an oil change on a Suzuki, I did an oil change on the Tracer, but with this Kawasaki, it's different. You want to fill that filter up with oil. The reason they say to do this is because it starts the process of the oil pump, which works with the filter and brings oil throughout the rest of the bike, right? If you don't do this with this Kawasaki, the oil pump won't start working properly when you start the bike after the oil change. Even when you do it, sometimes you still got to go back and do a technique which is called burping the filter or something like that. I looked it up, and it's gonna happen on this video. I'm gonna show you at the end. Make sure y'all pay attention to this, especially if you got a Kawasaki. So we got the filter on there, and what we're gonna do is hand tighten this bad boy. I don't use the filter wrench to tighten it up, I just hand tighten it. I got the towel right there because my fingers slippery from some of the oil and stuff like that. I just put the towel there to give me a better grip. I'm gonna actually have to loosen this filter later on in the end of the video, so stick around and I'm gonna kind of explain what happened. All right, this is the filling bolt or whatever they call this that I was telling y'all about earlier. So I unscrew that bad boy a little bit when I'm draining the oil out. Now I just dropped it, so I'm wiping off extra debris from it so none of that stuff gets into the bike. All right, now this is the easy part. We're gonna fill this bad boy up with that Motul 7100, right? I think this is the, what is that, the liter bottle or something like that. Correct me if I'm wrong, but the Cowie, the ZX10 at least takes almost all of this bottle, but not the whole bottle. It's gonna be some left at the end of this bad boy. So once you start getting close to the end, you need to be checking that sight glass because you do not want to overfill the bike with oil. So that's what I'm doing now. I'm checking that sight glass, making sure I'm not overdoing it, you know. Pour a little bit at the end, check the sight glass. I sped it up a little bit for the sake of the video, but I've been pouring oil in this bad boy for a minute. Then we're gonna do a pour here, and we'll start to see that line raise in that sight glass. Pay close attention, you can see that bad boy coming up a little bit. And that's what you're looking for, right there in the middle. Put that fill plug back in, and let's get ready to start this bike. I want y'all to pay attention to what happens when I start this bike. That's different from the video with the Tracer. Alright, now the bike is started. You see how that line ain't moving? That line is not moving because the filter and the pump is not working together to get that oil to the rest of the bike. Listen to the sound of the bike. It's rough. The bike is not getting oil. We cut that bad boy off. I got the sign, the oil pressure sign on the dash. You can't see it right now. I should have showed it. It's the oil pressure sign on the dash saying the bike is not getting the oil. Now I made some adjustments. Started this bad boy again. What I'm doing now is called the burp technique. You gotta loosen that filter down there to cause some air to come up in there and start the suction process of taking the oil from the filter to the pump and distributing it out in the bike. Now listen to the idle. See that oil line has went down. That means it's working properly. This happens a lot with Kawasaki's. Listen to that idle. Now that's a night and day difference from when that bike wouldn't get no oil. Make sure y'all pay attention to that. If you got a Kawasaki, pay attention. All right, last step is we're gonna tighten up this this drain bolt all the way. Take this bad boy, we're gonna put a little more oil in there to get that line back out. Then we're gonna take this bad boy on the road and see where it ends up.
That's what you're looking for.
You can hit wheelies in these? Nah, this ain't a wheelie type bike.
Hell yeah, you can hit a wheelie. That is the wheelie bike. But I don't be doing no wheelies though.
You don't be seeing the Atlanta biker boys?
Right there.